our St. Louis real estate investors networking and haves and wants session for May 31st of 2024. Glad you all could join us. And I wanted to start out with a few announcements. I hope everybody can get away on Monday, because this coming Monday, June 3rd, we'll have our networking lunch at the Applebee's on Olive Boulevard right at 270. 11950 Olive Boulevard is the address. Had a good crowd there last week. Eric is one of our regulars. I'm gonna see who else is here. And I don't see anybody else that I would recall. Oh yeah, Jay. Jay's been to one. Okay. Hope you all can come back and bring some friends with you. We'll have a better crowd on Monday. Always a good time. Starts at 11 o'clock. So then also got our main event coming up on June 18th. And John's got Kathy Davis lined up along with Jim Schubert. You got any more information about that presentation on June 18th, John?
Well, Jim's a window guy. He's going to do a demonstration, and then Kathy, we everybody knows her. She'll be here next week, but she's going to fill us in on what's going on around town. So we'll have more about that in the newsletter coming up next couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah.
That's about all I know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Kathy Davis should be a good draw at our main meeting. As another opportunity to get updated on what's going on in the legal system and what her if she's an insider on what's going on with the Jeff City and around legislation wise. Oh, with Dave Soto keeps up with that stuff too, because he's going to be more involved when he gets elected to a state representative. So, okay, well, he's talking about Dave. You want to tell us, since you're one of our supporting vendors, let you put a pitch in for your services.
Yeah, I can do that. And so, and I'll probably be I'm more than likely, when I win and at say rep, I'll be do my best to be on these calls so I can give you live updates as we go along. So
yeah, appreciate that.
So we are Soto Property Solutions. We're a property management company. We have an office. Our main office is in Cape Girardeau, with an office up in St. Louis and all of that. And we're a full service property management company. We handle everything you need for your rental properties, pretty much, so you don't have to do anything. We're geared towards the owners that have lives outside of their rentals, but they need somebody to manage their properties. And so we do from marketing to showings to background checks to collecting the security deposits and rent every month. And you hear from us only on the 15th of the month, telling you that your money has been deposited in your bank account and your statement is online. Obviously, you will hear from us if there's an issue. We also let you know when tenant gives notice to leave, so you can plan for that and keep you updated on how we're doing as far as finding a new tenant. We also take care of at the end of the year, we send you information you need to turn over to your accountant for your year end. And that's what we do. So Stacy is in the St. Louis market. She is our business development manager, and any information, that's her job to assist everybody in bringing on their properties.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, David. Okay, before we get into the rest of our networking, I want to ask Laura to read our disclaimer, as we do every week here.
All righty. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have and need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Miss Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know. And I want to say hi to Carrie. We've missed.
Yeah. Yeah, I know she's on too. Yeah.
Hi guys, how are
That's
you?
great.
So good to
Yeah.
be back. So good to be
Good.
back.
Good
Yes,
to
just
see
got back to work about a week ago. Thank you. My leg's doing much better. I had to have surgery again, but the second time it was just amazing. They had to take out all that hardware they put in that my body hated and put some new stuff in, but it is doing great. So walking with a cane and kind of walking sometimes without it. So I'm doing good. So I'm so happy to be back. Thank you guys for sending prayers and thoughts and referring me out. I know I got a couple calls from people joining in and listening to STLREIA, and you guys are just amazing. And I appreciate every one of you. So thank you. Thanks for being, love it.
Good. Glad to have you back. Yeah.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Okay. Who's got anything for us today? Haves wants, you got something you want to sell? Let's see if we get any wholesalers here that have a property under contract when looking for an assignment. Sure, we can find an investor for you here. Or if not, talking about, I was just mentioning storm chasers that were coming through our neighborhood looking for roof repairs. Hopefully they're reputable, because I know some of my neighbors, I saw some of their signs in some of my neighbors' yards that took them up on their offer. Oh, already apparently, or at least agreed to put their sign in the yard. So I wouldn't agree to have a contractor put a sign in my yard unless I'd checked them out and had already signed a contract with them. But
They need their own disclaimer, right?
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I got one-way roofing they've already put in one roof for me, and they're coming out to inspect my properties that were in the hail zone from last Sunday. So yeah, one of my neighbors picked up, as he said, it was about 1.5 inch diameter piece of hail in my neighborhood. I didn't see any quite that big, but it was noisy. Let me put it that way. I was concerned for our skylights. Quickly hit a few dings around the aluminum flashing around the skylights, but nothing broken. And I'll find out about the roof when I get it. One Way gets out here. Jonathan from One Way gets out here to get up on the roof and give me a report. So yeah, I see Jay put his information in there. You want to unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, Jay?
Yeah, thanks, Lloyd. My name's Jay Roman. I am a private money broker. I finance fix and flips, fix and keeps, and refinery foods. I also finance construction and multifamily, cash outs and refinances. As a matter of fact, I do everything in regards to real estate. So if you need money, come to me. I'm your guy. Thank you.
Okay, Jay.
Hey, Jay, would you like to mention your contact information verbally
yeah,
just for the recording? Thanks.
yeah. You can call me at 314-513-1982. So if you give me a call, I'll get back to you.
Okay. And since we're talking about money lenders, Carrie, you're welcome to give a pitch for New Frontier Bank if you like.
Sure. Thanks,
The other
Lloyd. I
side.
appreciate it. Yeah. My name's Carrie Curley. I'm with New Frontier Bank. We are a commercial lender providing small and medium-sized businesses, investment opportunities, construction loans, lines of credit. One of the great things that I really like about our construction loan is if you purchase a rehab or a home to rehab, we can finance the construction of that rehab for up to 12 months interest only. So that gives you the opportunity not to have that major payment in the beginning while you're not getting rent. And then we can refinance it into permanent financing once the construction's completed. So it's a really great opportunity, kind of leave some change in your pocket while you're trying to make those repairs and get things going before it starts to cash flow. You can reach me at New Frontier Bank. Another exciting thing is we're getting ready to open our new branch in Lake St. Louis. It's going to be open in a few weeks, so we're really excited about that. But you can reach me at 636-940-8740. Thanks, Lloyd. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have a question for both of you, Jay and Carrie. So one of the problems I have that I've been dealing with for a long time is that we're not doing flip and fix. We have our properties that we manage. When the tenant moves out, it might need a major update, so that their bill can get pretty high in the few $1,000s. And I'm not a big enough company to carry that kind of money, so they can't always pay up front or whatever. So I'm carrying like tens of thousands of dollars that people owe me for doing maintenance on their property, and I sure would like to send them to somebody that would take care of that, so I can get paid, and you guys can be the finance company, not me, because I don't even get interest. So
That's
you guys
tough.
can help with that.
Yeah, that's tough. And especially when you're finding those repairs and stuff like that and kind of catching them. That's I get what your point is, Dave. You know, a couple of the things that I've seen in the past, and if it's cash flowing property, you know, it could always be refinanced and a cash out situation. Another option is to, you know, do a second kind of loan on the property, whereby right now what I'm seeing a lot of people do is we have such an amazing home equity. It's for your primary residence, but from a CPA standpoint, you can loan that money to your company, so that back and forth is not a problem. But we have a home equity product right now that is 0% interest for 10 years. And it's based on a second deed of trust. There's no closing cost to this. We pay for the appraisal, we pay for the title fees and all of that, but it is on your personal residence. But the great thing about that is you have that opportunity to have 10 years interest only. At the end of that 10 years, then it will flip to a balloon, but we can renew that as well. If you have the principal you want to pay down, say for example, you have some, you know, an extra $1,000 that you want to pay towards that line of credit, you can do that. But it really gives you an opportunity to be able to use the equity in your home to finance those expenditures that you really catch you off guard sometimes. So I see a lot of that happening right now too.
Yeah, Dave, Laura would probably, I'm sorry, Carrie would probably be your best bet on that, because I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, Carrie would probably be the best way to go with that, rather than me, because as soon as I think of it, I'll tell you what I'm going to say.
Yeah, so the issue is we're just talking between $2,000 and $10,000. You know, so I have several owners that owe me, you know, between those amounts, that adds up to a lot of money, and a lot of them are say, can you just take it out of the rent? Well, that's going to take a long time to collect that much, and I really can't carry that much money I'm not that big of a company. I'm not in the business of financing their repair. So
no, and that, you know what though, I mean, that sounds like a second best company for you, Dave. I think you should maybe start charging some interest and getting some contracts in place and kind of making that a second business for you, especially, you know, if it's happening quite frequently. But like I said, $2,000 to $10,000, those are usually microloans. You could get a signature loan if you go to the right institution. Sometimes we'll do it unsecured. We kind of are a touchy-feely kind of institution where we really like collateral, but I know other facility or other lenders out there who will do, you know, sometimes up to $50,000 on a signature only. So that helps too. Let me know. I'd love to reach out to our colleagues, you know, my colleagues, to see if that's something that they could help you with.
Yeah, maybe some context there. You know, yeah, I don't know what the situation is now, but I mean, when I first got started, I barely had enough money to put my down payment on my first rental properties. And I got a signature. I was going to upgrade, put central air conditioning in my four units. And I went and got a signature loan and paid it back within a year, just out of the increased cash flow because I raised the rents from the air conditioning. And I guess I made a good enough case for a signature loan and didn't have any bad marks on my credit at that time. So that would probably definitely be an option if you're if there are some banks that are still doing that. Okay, anybody else got anything or any questions? Come up. Hey, I got another question, but we're waiting. Hey, did anybody get a chance at our last meeting and we announced the roundtable for landlords that was held back. It was like the day after our May meeting. It was on the Wednesday on the 22nd. Anybody get a chance to go to that? I know it was Yolanda was on here, who comes on quite regularly, brought it to our attention and so we put it in and I already knew about it. I just hadn't brought it up to Yolanda talked about it. So anyway, yeah, we had it in our last newsletter too.
Yeah, Lloyd, I was going to go, but I ran into a family emergency, so I wasn't able to, but I was scheduled to go, but didn't.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Okay, yeah, and I had several people come up to me after the meeting that said they were going too. So I don't see any of the folks that talked to me after our meeting that on here today. Yeah, I was just curious. But anyway, guys, that's a good. Seem like they're an organization whose education of landlords falls in line with our mission too. So we gave them a pitch in our newsletter, and I mentioned it at the last meeting. So. Okay. Who else has got anything? Anybody, any first timers joining us today here? I see,
Yeah, hey Lloyd, good
Yeah.
morning and good morning to the rest of the group. This is Jeff Plumley. I'm fairly new to the group. I have attended a couple of Tuesday night events. I've been on this Zoom a couple times now, but I've kind of just been listening in the background. I do have some real estate investments of my own. I'm in the process of selling one right now, but it's in a different state. So I'm really curious if there are some people in this group that wouldn't mind networking and or maybe sharing some insights and best practices in St. Louis. I'm interested in finding some deals that are maybe fix and flip, and or eventually finding some multifamily opportunities in St. Louis. So I'll mute myself back, but thanks for letting me chime in. But
Okay.
I definitely I'd love
You
to
wanna-
network with some folks.
okay, you want to give us your contact information? So if somebody's watching this video, they can, and then you can put it in chat too. What's the best way to contact you?
Yeah, I'll put my name and kind of phone number in the chat, and then see if there's some folks who are interested in helping me out.
Okay,
And,
well,
and likewise for me, I've
Okay.
got years of experience with it as well.
can you just go ahead and give us your phone number verbally, so somebody is just watching the
Yeah.
video.
Yep, you bet. My phone number is 314-471-7945. And I'll go ahead and put it into the chat as well. And then I'll mute myself back.
Okay.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Very good.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah. If you could be a little specific on what you're actually looking for, maybe a certain dollar amount, or, are you looking for, some buy and holds with a certain like multifamily, single family, things like that. The more specific you can be, the better off you'll be at getting some contacts. Cause a lot of times when we watch the replays, we don't really see the chat, because that's harder put out there. That's why we like it verbally. But if you could just be specific on that. I know it sounds like if you're not from the area, you may not know, but I'll tell you, David Soto would be a good one to talk to about different areas. I know Stacy's not here today, but she knows the St. Louis area a little bit, but that might be a good contact for you to see what they have and what they would recommend, because I know a lot of people that invest from other areas in St. Louis. If you don't know the area, you might get into something you don't really care for. I know, I don't see anybody else on here today, because I know Renee from out east, she invests in St. Louis, but she's ran into some things also that there's no way you'd know unless you know somebody in St. Louis. So you're definitely at the right place, but if you could say some specifics, that could be very helpful. Jeff?
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. So I am living here in St. Louis now. I've been here for about 8 or 9 years. And I had moved here from Kansas. So I've got a couple of investment properties there, and one that I'm trying to sell. It's just too far away to manage. So for me right now, I'm looking for probably some things that are a little bit smaller, that could be rehab opportunities or short sales or something there that I can just start in St. Louis. I do have a full-time job too, but I've got a passion for real estate that I'd like to kind of get going again. Just happen to be empty nester now, and kids are moving along on things they're doing, so I can get back to some of the hobbies that I'd enjoy. So probably some things that are smaller, but I don't know what the markets and or areas are like here in St. Louis. And I'd like to see if I can cash flow a couple of fix and flips. And then I'd be ready to kind of entertain some, probably larger projects that would be multifamily, 4 to 8 units.
Okay, and on your Kansas City properties, I see Amber's on here. She's actually from that area. She's on our board, and she might be a good contact for you if you're looking to try to sell some things out there. She might have some insights. I don't know, but that's somebody. I don't know if Amber, if you could unmute if you want to say anything about it, but. Yep.
Yeah, I am from Kansas City, but I heard him say Kansas, so there's a big difference. So which part of Kansas are you from?
Yeah, so I was in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yep, okay. But yes, we can connect. I will send you my email address, and just feel free to reach out.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there is a big difference. I didn't hear the Kansas part because I know Angel talked about that. She's not on here today, but she's from that area too, and there is a huge difference. So thank you.
Yeah, there's more to Kansas than just Kansas City and the Chiefs.
There are?
So
Wow,
we
I
hear.
didn't know that.
Ask
So
for
we
me.
hear. Okay. Well, anybody else? Anything? Anybody? Any storm damage from a recent stuff that's maybe looking for a contractor?
Hey, I got something.
Yeah, Matt, go ahead.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good.
So I attended a couple meetings. This is actually my first Zoom meeting. I don't know why I was missing out. This is, so cool. But I am I got a property under contract. I'm looking for a cash partner. Just kind of running numbers by you guys, and I can, we can connect and I can really break it down to you. It's in 63033 zip code, which is like Florissant / Blackjack. I live in the area, I work in the area, so I'm very familiar. The ARV on the property is around 225. I got it under contract for 140. The house is honestly in great shape. It's beautiful. Only needs no more than 20,000 in rehab. And maybe I think less than that, but I'm just erring on the side of being conservative. And I need about 20, let's round up to, let's say 28,000 in and for as a partner to come in with that capital, I can guarantee I can guarantee, just I can throw the offer out. I can get you 15% return on investment. The project shouldn't take no more than expected to take only 3 months. I'm trying to flip it and get it sold in, kind of in this hot market time in the summer, right before, school starts back, and, a lot of house buying going on during that time. So that's that's kind of my situation. And I'm looking for a cash partner. If anyone interested or know anyone interested, again, my name is Matt Quarles. I'll say my number. My number is 314-504-2936.
I don't know, Jay, is anything that you might be able to help out with?
Not as a partner. I mean, I might be able to lend money on a fix and flip or fix and keep. But that's about it. So if you're not looking for a partner, I can probably loan you money on that project at 80 or 90% LTV.
Okay. Well, let's talk. Let's try to, figure something out. I'm open. I know I don't know, compared to you guys, I probably don't know anything, in real estate. So I'm open to learn more. I'm open to different avenues. I'm sure you could teach me a lot.
Okay, would you put your information in the chat, Matt?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, and Jay's already got his information in the chat, so if you want to pick up on that,
Mhm.
you two can get together, okay? So anybody else that might be willing to be a partner in that? If not, we'll move on to. What's anybody else got? Got anything else going on?
This is my first meeting.
Yeah, I thought you were a familiar face, but I don't want to put you on the spot there, Raquel.
So hi, my name is Raquel. I am still pretty early on in my investment career. I have 2 properties in Florida. But I went to college in St. Louis and still have a lot of friends there. So I'm trying to transition over to that market. Florida, has its own complications. So, but yeah, I'm looking at I'd really like to do a flip as my next project. I have long-term holds. So I really just want to do try my hand at a just straight flip. And my goal is to get 2 for this year. And flexible on the exit strategy, I suppose, but I would like to try to flip first. And yeah, I'm looking at South City, outside the city. I know there's a lot of opportunity. I'm just less familiar with the area. But South City, I feel comfortable because, it's where some of my friends are and have a little bit more familiarity from my past. And in terms of price, probably staying like around 300 and under. The lower the better, obviously.
Okay, you look for a single family to flip?
Probably a single family, maybe a small multi if it fits the budget. And yeah.
Okay, well, you want to give us your contact information? I
Sure.
have some of it.
My phone number is, and I'll type it in the chat. My phone number is 813-495-2570.
2570?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, you put that in the chat too. Looking for a something to fix and flip in South City. I would hope there's still some properties for under 3K, 300K. I haven't kept up with South City, but I know it's improved a lot since I moved away. Our values have gone up considerably.
Hey, Raquel, quick question. Are you looking for something that with a light rehab or something pretty major? Or are you all over the place, or what exactly are you looking for?
Yep. So because I am still kind of early on in my investing career, I've come across some properties that are like got reno, multiple stories, and I think that's probably a little bit too large for me right now. But anything cosmetic, mid-range, that's where I feel more comfortable.
Okay, something that's maybe close to livable right now, but needs some work. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm comfortable redoing kitchens and bathrooms and roofs. But if it's like moving rooms around entirely and taking the down to the studs, I'd feel a little bit out of my wheelhouse.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
I'm trying to build towards that, with each project.
Well, yeah, that's something too. It's better to start off that way if you can, because you'll end up running that's to major stuff sooner than you want to anyway. That's usually what happens to most of us. So
Yeah.
so that's good. Okay. Whereabouts in Florida do you have your properties?
Just south of Tampa. So the
South of
Tampa to Sarasota area.
Okay. Our favorite place in the world is Paso Grill
Okay.
down there. So, yep, very nice. All right. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Hey Jay, can you put your information in the chat? I don't know if maybe I got on late and I don't see it, or I'm not seeing Jay's information.
Jay, yeah, it's at the very top of the chat. Looks like
Yeah, I'll put it back in.
Thank you.
okay. Glad to have you with us, Raquel. Hopefully we can connect you up with somebody that's got a property in South City. And it's best to start out light. If it's going to be your first fix and flip, yeah, you don't want to get in over your head. I know. Like I said, I started out my first two rentals were just a light rehab, put in central air, upgraded the landscaping, painted, added some new carpet, that kind of stuff was good.
I have something, if it may not have the appetite of maybe this group, but it's something that maybe somebody knows. But I have a condo for sale in Chesterfield. It's a condo right across the street from the from the Chesterfield Amphitheater and the water park there. It's in Monarch Trace. And it's like I said, it's not listed at this juncture, so I'm just kind of throwing that out there in the event that somebody would like to look at it or something like that. Unfortunately, and unbeknownst to me when we purchased it, that you cannot rent it. You can't even though you own it, you can't rent it unless you were owner prior to 2007. So unfortunately, we would just rent it if that was an option, but we are going to sell it. So just throwing that out there. If anybody is wanting to move to Chesterfield.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to give us a price on that, or what you're kind of looking for on that, Carrie, and a little bit more like 3-bedroom, 2-bath, or whatever it may be?
Sure, it is a luxury. It's on the 3rd floor. It's a luxury unit because it has the kitchen with the desk and the outdoor patio. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,186 square feet. It has an elevator and private access entry. And as far as the price, yeah, you know what, John, I haven't gotten that far yet. We just are getting it painted and I haven't really even gotten any comps out there. So it just finished getting painted yesterday. So I'm headed out there and we'll get to looking at it. But if anybody's interested, we could talk about that. a price.
Well,
But I
one
can
of the
get you-
things you could do also, Carrie, and I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in, but what I've dealt with several times with homeowner associations, property owner associations that won't let you rent, you can do owner financing and you can be the bank. I've done this several times through my LLC, and I just give them a copy, just like like I'm the lender, like I'm the bank.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Never had a problem once I've done that. I could talk to you more detail about that. if you
Sure,
want
I
another time, but
absolutely love.
that's
So in
something-
essence, you just kind of, it's like a lease to own type thing?
I don't do lease to own for that,
Okay.
those exact reasons. There's the problem with the lease is it's a lease.
Sure,
It's like rent to own. That's the problem.
yeah,
I want happy homeowners, period. I got properties that we sell that I haven't seen in some of them 10 years now.
wow,
They just pay every month. That's what I want. I don't want to ever look at it again.
sure,
I just want to collect the money for 30 years or whatever it is.
yeah.
So we could talk more about that if you want
Yeah,
to.
that would be
That's-
great, John, thank you. Yes,
That's
that's
the way,
quite an
that's the way
option.
you can get through the rental thing because there's many of them that won't let you rent.
Right, unbeknownst to me, I thought once you own something, you got to do with whatever you wanted to, but that's obviously not the case. So I appreciate
No.
that, John. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sure.
Yeah,
Did
yeah, you have to
you-
look around.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to look at the bylaws or governing documents for the condo association. I was looking for a condo and I passed by on several deals before I found one that would allow rentals. So. And some of them really got, and even some that said they allowed rentals, they wanted to have final say on who we rented it to. They wanted to review the application and give a, thumbs up, thumbs down on the application after I had, done my own screening. And so I even passed on one that said oh yeah, you can rent, just that we want to we want to have a say in who you rent to. So. Yep. Unfortunately, those homeowners associations can be problematic, especially in condos. They want to have even more control. Okay. Anybody got anything else? Anybody else got anything you want to talk about today? Well, if not, like it's going on 20 to 12 here, we can do a wrap on it here today. It's going to be a beautiful day outside. It was when I stuck my nose out earlier, so you got something to do outside. It'd be a good day for it. For the next round of rain comes, I think there's something coming tonight. So, well, you said if we hope to see you before next Friday. If you come back next Friday, I hope you can come Monday to the Applebee's at 270 and Olive Boulevard at 11950 Olive Boulevard in Creve Coeur on Monday at 11 o'clock. We'll be there, and we'll have some other board members there, and have a good crowd. Do some face-to-face networking and talk a little more in depth about your latest deal, or get some one-on-one advice from somebody else that's there. Always have a good crowd. I try to get around to talk to everybody, but sometimes we get so many folks. It's hard to get around. But yeah, so a smaller crowd isn't all that bad. So get a few people together. Okay, and until then, if we don't see you Monday, see you back here next Friday, and or on Tuesday, June 18th. Do you got any other parting words, John?
I don't really have anything. Next week should be Catherine Davis on the first
right.
Friday of the month, and then she'll be at our main event. And just watch the website, or your newsletter should be out next week too, with some updates on that. So
Yep, be coming out shortly.
otherwise, we'll see you every Friday.
Okay, thank you
Good
all.
seeing you too,
You're
Carrie.
welcome.
Glad your
Take
legs
care.
better.
Yeah, it's Carrie. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Have fun.